sometimes people will do the wrong thing for the right reason. Because when we push people to a level and they reach their zero tolerance level, they definitely will react. Mr. Speaker, let's not be deceived. Everybody wants peace. Everybody will want to go by the right procedure to address issues. But when people have a feeling and a sense of judgment that they are not being given a fair and level playing field, they will definitely react. It's a human reaction and there's nothing you can do about it. Mr. Speaker, we were in Kenya 2 weeks prior to 25th of June. The youth and the Gen Zs have demonstrated. Mr. Speaker, what broke their hearts was the fact that Tuesday, in spite of all their protestations, the National Chamber and the Senate sat and passed the finance bill. That is what we call impunity. That is when we, the political class, decide not to listen to the feelings and the cries of the people. And they never thought they would endanger the lives of their people. But do you know what they said? They said they don't care about the executive. They care about us, their representatives, who have disappointed them. Because they voted for us to hold the executive in check. So if the executive has brought to us a finance bill that is going to scorch them further, that is going to strangulate them further, and we then represent their representatives, we fail to defend them, then they are turning their anger from the executive to us. That is why it is important that we value our position in this house. Mr. Speaker, this statement is timely if first we members of this house will take a cue from what has happened in Kenya and understand that the people who vote for us are more important than sometimes the political decisions we take. That we have a bill before us that the people outside who voted for us are not happy with, but because of political convenience, we are ready to even break heads to let it go through against the will of the people. They will react because they will soon lose confidence in our ability to defend their interests. Mr. Speaker, recently I heard Reverend Archbishop Duncan Williams say that we are moving to the level where the danger before us as a nation is that big majority of the youth who feel hopeless and don't see any hope in the democracy we have it.
I think by this time, all MPs and senators of all African countries, I think by this time, they have waken up, they have awakened to the fact that this Generation Z, they are not ready to take no for an answer. And they are going to answer to them whatever their manifesto is. They are going to hold them on chokehold to see that they complete whatever they say they are going to do. This generation is not the older generation that they will just sit down and be waiting or be patient for them. I think each and every one of them is starting to notice now. This Kenyan revolution, this Kenyan protest is going about all countries. Recently, they started a similar protest in Gambia. Even in Nigeria, there was a protest that was held, massive protest that was held against hunger. So even Nigerian Gen Zs on TikTok, on Instagram, they are being inspired by Kenyan Gen Zs. A lot of people are saying Kenya is now the new giant of Africa because they are making waves throughout the African continent, and it's so amazing to see. Nobody expected this would start from Kenya. They were thinking maybe it will start from maybe Nigeria, maybe South Africa, and other bigger countries or something like that. But we did not know that it was Kenya in East Africa that it will start from. Now, each Kenyan MP, each Nigerian MP, each Ghanaian MP, wherever they are on their toes. They were shivering in their cabinet, giving their 2 cents on the actions going on in Kenya. Apart from this senator now that was in support of the Gen Zs and trying to tell his colleagues that they should be careful, and it's because they've been frustrated. That's why the Gen Zs came out to protest. There's another MP and there's another Ghanaian MP that was afraid of what Kenyan Gen Zs did. Instead of him to encourage them or to praise them like this former one did, this one was pretty much afraid of everything. So he was warning the speaker that please let us be careful what these children are doing. Let us be careful. Let us not encourage them. Let us, because they were destroying and beating their MPs. He was afraid. I'm going to play the clip for you in a little while. But he was just afraid and he could not just express himself. In fact, the way he was talking about it was so funny. I was not thinking that one person was encouraging and the other person was afraid. There are different type of MPs. Why a lot of MPs voted against the finance bill? 204 of Kenya MPs voted for the finance bill. To the taxes to they be putting taxes on pad, sanitary pad, on bread, just everyday living things, everyday things that you will need in the house. And it's just pathetic. That is why I said, if Kenyans have 204 MPs that voted for and some voted against, how many MPs do you have in your house of assembly? How many MPs? That's a lot of numbers. And they are collecting millions and millions of Kenyan shillings as allowances and salaries. That is enough to say the new generation to say no to whatever they are planning. That is enough to say no. I'm going to play the clip of the Ghanaian MP that was afraid for you now. But before then, I want you to consider subscribing to my channel, smashing the like button, and sharing this video. This revolution must get everywhere, not only Kenya. Let it get to Nigeria. Let it go beyond. Even Egypt, Rwanda, Uganda, Tanzanians, your neighbors right there, Somalians. Thank you so much, guys, for watching my videos.
Mr. Speaker, I thought for what we have seen on CNN and everything, he would have taken the opportunity.
You hold on. When you finish, I'll give you the
opportunity to brief the House on what he saw in Kenya, where Kenyan public are beating up members of parliament for passing bad laws.
Honorable leader,
have taken advantage to advise us as to how to pass good laws to avoid being beaten by the public. We should be worried. In fact, when I saw him running and the police were ushering him, through a tunnel to escape, it's a serious matter.
Viva! Rex Masai, viva! Matthew Joroge, viva! Kevin Mawasi, Bisley Kogi, David Shager.